Good morning, children. So, today we will be continuing our second chapter, physical and chemical changes. Okay. So, in physical changes, we have completed up to physical change. We have completed in our previous session, and now we are going to study the last topic of our physical change, that is dissolution of a substance. Okay. What do you mean by dissolution? Dissolution means a dissolving. For example, sugar. You are mixing in water. That time what will happen? Sugar get dissolved in water, right? So that is known as dissolution. The dissolving a substance is called dissolution. Okay. So see the statement. Sugar, salt, glucose and many other solid substances dissolve in water. That we have studied in our smaller classes. That if you add some sugar in water and if you will mix with a spoon, what happens? It will get dissolved in water. Or instead of sugar, if you will take salt, glucose, any another substance, some will get dissolved, some will settle down. Smaller classes we have studied, right? Then the substance that dissolve in water is called a solute. What is a solute? Any substance that is dissolving in water. For example, sugar is dissolving in water, right? So sugar is known as solute, or salt is dissolving in water. So salt is known as solute. So what do you mean by solute? Solute is the substance that is dissolving in water. The substance which is dissolving in water is called solute. Not only in water, any substance. The substance that is dissolving in a liquid is called solute. Okay. And what do you mean by solvent? Next topic is solvent. The liquid in which the substance dissolve is called solvent. What is a solvent? The liquid. Which liquid we are taking. And in that liquid, what should happen? In that liquid, our solute should dissolve. For example, the salt you are dissolving in water. So the water is called solvent. The liquid you are using to dissolve is called solvent. Another example, if you are making tea, that time we are adding sugar in milk. That time what happens? Sugar will get dissolved in milk. So milk is the solvent there. Understand? Clear? The liquid used for dissolving a solute is called solvent. Don't get confused with solute and solvent. What is solute? Solute means the substance which is dissolving. Okay, is called solute. Example, sugar, salt, glucose, etc. And what is solvent? Solvent means a liquid used for dissolving a solute is called solvent. Example, water, milk, oil, etc. Okay. Then the mixture or the solute and solvent together called solution. What is a solution? It is the mixture of solute and solvent. When a solute get dissolved in solvent, then now it is known as solution. Understand? We will tell a salt get dissolved in water. We will tell it a salt water, right? Or in other words, we will tell salt solution. Or other, sugar is dissolved in water. We will tell a sugar water. Or other words, we will tell a sugar solution. Okay, what is a solution? Solution is a mixture of solute and solvent. Clear? Then, if we are heating, if you are taking some salt water and if you are boiling that water, okay, and after some day you can see water vapors are evaporating out, and continuously if you are boiling that water, you can see a white color powder like a thing in the water. Again you are boiling and boiling, finally full water will get evaporated and you can see that salt will settle down. So we can separate our salt and water, or the salt solution. From the solution we can separate the solute and solvent. How we can separate? By evaporating. When we evaporate a solution, what will happen? The solute and solvent will get separated. Okay, or we can say we can reverse the condition by evaporation. Okay, we can reverse the condition by evaporation. So that reversible changes are known as physical change, right? We have studied now what is a physical change. The change which can be reversed, okay, is called a reverse physical change. Okay, so or no new substances are formed, or the formed substances can be reversed, is called a physical change. Okay, so in the case of solution, when we are dissolving a substance, what happens? When we evaporate the solution, we can separate the solute and the solvent, or we can reverse the condition. So we can say dissolving or dissolution is a physical change. Okay, then how it will get dissolved. When we dissolve a sugar in water, where the sugar is going or how it is dissolving, that we are going to study now. Okay, we know that in liquid state how the molecules are arranged in liquid state. See, if I am taking a beaker of water, in this liquids are there are large intermolecular space in liquid state, right? And if I am adding some sugar crystal in it, sugar or salt in it, what happens? There are intermolecular space, right? So when we are adding the sugar, first it will dissolve, and where it will go, that sugar crystals, it will come and occupy in the intermolecular space. It will come in the intermolecular space, so that when we will add sugar, the water level will not increase. Water, if you are taking, see, if you are taking a beaker containing this much level of water, water level is fixed that much only, and in that if you are adding a spoon of salt in it, okay, that time what happens? The salt, when we are mixing, the water level will not rise up. Water will only this much only, it will not go up. Why? Because there are intermolecular spaces. When we add salt into it, what happens? In the intermolecular space, in this space our salt molecules will come, so that it will not rise up. Water molecule will be permanent, it will not rise. The mass of the substance or the level of the water will not increase. But why? Because the solid will occupy where? In the intermolecular space. Okay, see this. When a solid is dissolved in liquid, the volume of the liquid does not change. See, the volume will not change. What will happen? This is because the solid breaks up into molecules inside the liquid. Where it will come? The solid molecules, our sugar or salt molecule, where it will come? They will come into the molecule inside the liquid. They will come inside the water molecule, liquid molecule. And these solid molecules hide themselves in the intermolecular space of the liquid. Where they will come? They will come and hide in the intermolecular space of the liquids. Understand? Then an activity is given here. Take some water in a glass tumbler. Mark the level of the water with a marker. So here it is given. So we have taken a glass tumbler. Okay, first diagram you see, in this some water level is marked. See, the water level is marked here. This is the water level. Okay, and what happened? When add a spoon of salt in it, a spoon or sugar in it, 1 spoon of sugar we are adding, that time what happened? The water level little it is raised. And next step is mix the water. When we are mixing the water, after some time we can see the water level came back to the original level. See, the first glass and the last glass, the water level are same in both the glasses. So after the dissolving, when we dissolve the water, the level of the water remains same only. It will not increase or it will not decrease. Why? Because the sugar molecule or the solid we have added, where they will go? They will come and occupy in the intermolecular space of the liquid. So the water level will not increase. Understand? Then next we are going to study. See the diagram. This one I have explained now. Okay. The next one is evaporation and boiling of a liquid. Next physical change is evaporation. So a liquid evaporates at all temperature. We know that when we start to heat a liquid, we can see water vapors are started to coming, right? So at any temperature, a liquid will start to evaporate. So as the temperature of liquid is raised, when we heat, more heat we are giving, at 100 degrees Celsius or at a boiling point of water, what happens? Its evaporation is very fast, so that the water will completely get evaporated. Right? So now the liquid changed to vapor state when we heated. So again, if we are cooling the liquid, what will happen? It will return back to liquid itself. Water vapor will condense and come back to liquid itself. So we can say evaporation of a liquid or boiling of a liquid is a physical change. It is also a reversible change. We can bring back to the original condition, right? So we can say evaporation of a liquid is also an example for physical change. Clear? Then see this, a liquid evaporates at all temperature. As the temperature of the liquid is raised, when we increase the temperature, what happens? The evaporation also increases. Evaporation will also increase. At the boiling point of a liquid, the evaporation is the fastest. We know that when the liquid is at its boiling point, the liquid will evaporate very fastly. When vapors are cooled, so now the liquid changed to water vapor. So now if you are cooling the water vapor, what happens? They give back the liquid. So the water vapor will be coming back to liquid. Thus, then what happened? Thus, the change of state from liquid to vapor and vapor to liquid is reversible. That is a reversible change. So, no new substances are formed. Is there any new substance formed? Water changed to water vapor changed to water. Is there any new substance formed? H2O only, no another substance. Only the state of matter is changing, right? No new substances are forming there. So, hence, the evaporation and boiling of a liquid like water, alcohol and ether. So, when the vapors are cooled, they give back the liquid. Thus, the change of state from liquid to vapor, okay, or from vapor to liquid is reversible. So, we can say when we are cooling, okay, when the vapors are cooled, what will happen? The vapor substance, the water vapor will condense. The condensation will take place, and last the water vapor will change back to liquid. So we can say the change of state from liquid to vapor or from vapor to liquid is reversible, right? So when a substance is changed from liquid to vapor and vapor to liquid, no new substances are formed. Same substance only formed there, right? So we can say that that is an reversible change. So, no new substances are formed. So, we can say, hence evaporation and boiling is also considered as a physical change. Okay. Then, drying of cloth. See, if you are taking a dry cloth, okay, dress you are taking. And if you are putting some water into it after washing, what will happen? You will put it in getting dried, right? So, after some time, after when it get dried, we will get the original condition. Again, if you will put water, it will get wet. Again, if you will dry, it will get dried. So this is a reversible change. Drying of cloth is also a reversible change. So we can say drying of cloth is also an example for physical change. Okay. So up to physical change. Now, so now our physical change is completed. Okay. So next we are going to start our chemical change. What is a chemical change? What is a chemical change? A change in which new substances are formed. For example, when we are burning a paper, what happened? White color paper changed to black color ash powder. So, new substance is formed. Is it possible that black color ash powder can change back to paper? No, irreversible. We cannot reverse the condition. That is called a chemical change. Chemical change means a change in which new substances are formed and which is irreversible. We cannot reverse it. That is known as a chemical change. A change in which new substances are formed and which cannot be reversed is called a chemical change. Okay. So example, curdling of milk. When a milk changed to curd or paneer, is it possible to return back that paneer back to milk? Not possible. Irreversible. Okay, or burning of paper, burning of wood, digestion, the food you are eating changes to in your stomach, it will convert to protein, vitamin, minerals, etc. Is it possible to return it back to your food? Not possible. So digestion, these type of things are examples for chemical changes. Okay, so in our next class we will study in detail about the different examples of chemical change. Okay, so all of you read your textbook. Tomorrow we will continue our chemical change. Okay, thank you. Take care all of you.